Good morning, afternoon, and evening, everybody. I love you all. My name is miahtheking, and as I get older, I remember all the people I lost along the way. Perhaps a career as a tour guide was not the right choice. Now then, today we're taking a look at a game just released on Steam called the Quinfall, an MMORPG taking place in the world of Quinfall. Developed and published by Valrek Technology Inc., I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, released in early access and selling for $20. So, what even is this game? Well, it's an MMORPG, that's what. If you don't know what that is, it stands for Massive Multiplayer Online Role-Playing Game. Examples of this are World of Warcraft, Guild Wars, and Once Human. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I always try to be as neutral as possible. Even games getting a bad rap on Steam, I try to come in and, find the positives, still try to be neutral. But unfortunately, I can't do that with this piece of shit game. I don't even know where to begin. After all, at this point, I'm legit just trying to save you some time and money and trying to save my own sanity with less frustration by finishing this and getting it out of the way. So, you know what? You know what? I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's start with the positives first, like I always do, alright? So, the first positive point is that I like the title screen. It's very ethereal, as well as the music along with it. It's very thematic and dramatic and beautiful. Both of them. Looking and sounded great so far. The next positive point is that it's only $20, and as far as I know, there's no monthly subscription plan, so that's also pretty cool. But that's all I have. Now, I get to talk about everything else with this game that's completely awful and why you should avoid it and just walk away. So, I suppose the first thing that really irritated me was they released the game at like 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, but didn't open the servers until 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, I have absolutely no idea why they did that. Absolutely none. Sounds really, really bad. Like, really stupid in my opinion. There are ways to allow people to preload a game and whatnot, and I kind of get that, but it took less than an hour to download the damn thing, so I don't think that was necessary at all. When you unlock the game, you should unlock the servers too, else you're already going to put people in a bad mood. I bought and installed the game, and then still had to wait 5 hours to play, which was bullshit. Next up that irritated me is that the game is literally unplayable, at least for me. Or at least at first. What you're watching now is my desperate attempt to actually log into the game. It keeps saying connection timeout right there at the top in red letters. And I don't know about y'all, but for me, my internet speed is one of the few things that I just don't skimp out on, and I always get the best internet speed possible. There is absolutely no freaking way it's my internet that's causing the timeout. When I was finally able to actually get in, I was able to start creating my character, and I'll give the game this, it does have a very in-depth character creation model that allows you to just really get into whatever kind of character you want to make, and it really just dives deep into there, so hey, at least there's that. However, upon completing my character and then naming him, I timed out again. What follows is an insane attempt of banging my head against the wall over and over again trying to get into the game, which you're going to be watching right now. And I totally gave up on customizing my character as I was just trying to desperately get into the game as quick as possible so it wouldn't time me out again. And then, when finally, after an hour of trying to able to log in and I finally was able to get in, this is what I was met with. For some reason, none of this crap is working. It wants me to pick starter skills or something, and I don't really know the significance of doing so in the first place because it didn't tell me about it. And yet, after I've done that and I've looked through and I've picked the ones I want, it won't let me confirm. I keep smashing the button. You can see me. I'm just smashing the button here. It is not letting me move on. I'm just stuck here. And guess what? You know what that means. That means I have to exit out, come back in, and more fighting with the connection timeouts. Yay, my favorite part of the game has returned. I'm so happy. Finally, I was able to log in again. However, now, for some reason, what you're looking at, the only command on my keyboard that works is the tab button. I couldn't even send messages to other players because after typing the message, which it was weird that my keyboard allowed me to type anything at all in the first place, but after typing the message, it just wouldn't send to anybody. None of the buttons worked. Nothing worked. And just to test it, I even alt-tabbed and went to my WordPad and went to Google to see if my keyboard was broken. But no, keyboard working just fine, so it was just the game. I couldn't click anything. I couldn't do anything. I was just stuck here staring at my guy's default face. Now, after over and over of restarting Steam and restarting the game, I was finally able to get in. Hallelujah! And the rest of the game was just as disappointing as the first bit. Luckily for you, my previous plan of just showing you the frustration the first hour of logging in is no longer necessary, as I was actually able to get in and play, so now you get to see the rest of this crap. Once I was finally able to actually get in, there were no NPCs anywhere at all, even though the quest marker says he's supposed to be right there. I ran outside of town to look for something to fight, and I found a peacock who was invincible and just kept blinking at me. So I decided to keep moving on. Then the game teleported me back to town for some reason. So I journeyed out once more, and it teleported me back again. So I tried it the third time, third time's the charm, and I was finally able to come across some bandits and actually test out some combat. It was also pretty bad. It's like WoW, but instead of the automatic combat, you have to keep clicking. The cool thing was, though, that your spell blast will change color depending on what staff you're using, so I guess that was kind of cool. Anyway, I went back to town after killing enough bandits to level up twice and found that the main quest NPC, who had been absent till now, finally showed his face. Yes! I can finally progress. So what was his epic main quest? To go fishing. Well, might as well knock that one out, then go talk to the potion vendor, and lo and behold, he was there too! Things were finally looking up. My next quest after him was to talk to the pet vendor, and I got to pick out my very own pet, and I chose the dog because I love dogs and I've got a dog. So, okay, getting a little bit more interesting, and it's gone. The NPC was missing. And now, because this is the main quest, by the way, I'm unable to progress any further. And at this point, I pretty much just gave up. I can't deal with the constant trying to fight to log in and just hope and pray that the next quest giver to give me a dog is going to be there 5 minutes into the freaking game. I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. So let me just sum it all up for you guys out there. I get that it's an early access, right? I understand that there's going to be issues and unfinished content and whatnot. Like, that's to be expected for early access games. I always cut games a little bit of slack when they've got the early access tag because I understand. But if your game isn't even playable, then the early access excuse is just that, an excuse. It's bullshit. How dare you take $20 away from me and other people supporting your game and not deliver us a product? I spent an hour just struggling to log into your awful game, and then when I finally was able to get in, there's missing NPCs, glitches, lag, and bugs galore. The game's title screen looks far better than the rest of the game, and this is all, by the way, all of this is in the highest tier graphical setting I could set, by the way, and yet look at this shit. Look at how ugly it looks. It does have good sounding ambiance and sound effects as well as good music, so hey, the guy, whoever was in charge of sound design, congrats bro, you're the only one who actually did his job correctly. You've actually got some talent and some skill. Overall, this game just isn't worth it. Once Human, when it released in early access, was far better than this, and guess what? It was free. Like, did you know that? Did you know any of that? When it first released, it was far better than this. It's ridiculous how bad this is. Obviously, my recommendation is to avoid this game like the plague. I suppose if you're super desperate for a new MMORPG, then just add it to your wishlist and wait a year, maybe longer. I mean, this damn thing needs a lot more time to cook. But on the bright side, the voice actor for the cutscene did a great job, as did the other sound designers. However, everything else in this game is just absolutely garbage. It's just not worth it. Even if you take the quality and stability out of the equation, this game doesn't offer us anything new or innovative or engaging. Everything this game says you can do, Once Human is already letting you do for free. So it's not new, it's not innovative, it's not beautiful, it's broken as hell, and this is the kind of stuff that kills a game. An awful release always kills games. I've seen it happen 1,000 times. Make sure your shit is in working order before you release it. So yeah, don't even bother trying with this one, guys, alright? Alright, so that's all the time I got for this video, everybody. Thanks so much for watching, with a special thanks to those of you who stuck around till the end. If you have any questions or concerns, please let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I can't wait to see you all again on my next adventure. So until then, I bid you all farewell.